Okay, guys, your attention, please. It's my privilege to get to introduce to you the man of the hour, the guest of honor. I've learned two things about Tom Leonard. He will surprise you, and you should never underestimate him. Tom, where are you? Stand up.
I'm right here.
He will surprise you. How many of you would guess that he is a national powerlifting champion? Would you believe that?
That was 20 years ago.
How many of you would believe that he's a state champion for Montrose High nose guard, middle of the defensive line on a state championship football team? Wow. Believe that. My high school football coach used to say, boys, you got to be willing to sacrifice your body. In Lansing, it is considered a sign of weakness, somehow a fault. If you have a vote come up on something and it doesn't pass, Speaker Leonard put a vote to cut our income taxes up on the board for a vote, knowing we didn't have the votes.
Way to go, Tom!
He sacrificed his body for Republican principles, took the raps from the punditry in Lansing, but he thought as a matter of principle it was important to show Republicans who work so hard like you do to get us elected that we were going to be faithful to the Republican Party principles and platform. So that's just one example. I want to share with you a story that's easier for me to tell because when I hear him tell it, I get kind of choked up. The same week in January of 2016 that I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, Tom and Janelle, who had been told they could not ever have children, were told by their doctor that Janelle was pregnant. And I said, well, Tom, because in retrospect, I realized they thought I was a short timer. I said to Tom, Tom, I hope I'm still around in 7 or 8 months to be able to hold that baby. He said, Gary, I'm confident that the Lord's going to keep you around, and when the baby comes, we're going to take a picture of you holding the baby on the house floor, our miracle photo, the miracle baby, and you surviving stage 4 cancer, and it happened. And just so you know, my PSA score was 348 when they found it. It's less than 0.01 now. Wow. The vertebrae in my spinal column, the tumor had eaten away, grew back out of nothing, and that's not supposed to happen, the doctors say, so praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. And the University of Michigan told me 3 weeks ago not to come back for a year, so that's all good. Now, Tom used to be a deputy prosecutor under Attorney General Schuette. He's been Speaker of the House for the last 6 months and will be for another 18. He may not even mention this today. But if I have any influence over the process, and those of you who are convention delegates, Speaker Leonard will be the next Attorney General of the state of Michigan. To say, so the Speaker Tom Leonard.
Well, thank you very much, Gary. Thank you all for being here. And I want to say it's just going to be a few quick words. The last thing I know you guys want to do is stand here and watch 10 minutes of speeches. But I will say this. It doesn't matter if I'm in a room with 4 or 5 folks or if it's 400 or 500. I let people know all the time. I truly cannot thank the Lord enough for the opportunity He has given me to serve as Speaker of the House. And there are several reasons why I would say that, but 2 in particular. One, you're seeing this House Republican caucus that's with me here today, the folks that I get to serve with. And I will tell you, when I first became Speaker, I had a lot of folks come to me as if it was something negative or as if I was going to run away from it. And they said, you know, you understand you're going to have your hands full this term, don't you? And I said, why is that? And they said, because this is probably the most conservative House of Representatives we've had in the history of our state. And I said, that's a good thing. And the second reason is because of all of you. And I want to tell just a quick story because Gary brought it up, but it goes to show how much we appreciate you all being here today. But the night Gary mentioned the income tax vote, and we got to about 11:30 at night, and it was clear we were going to be at least a couple votes short. And I will never forget that night when I pulled in my inner circle leadership team, pulled in some of the senior staff, and I looked right at my press secretary, Gideon. I think Gideon's here. I won't make him raise his hand, but I looked at Gideon and I said, Gideon, you've been around, you understand the press, you understand messaging. I said, I need to know right now, when we go out there and we roll, what's going to happen? Paint the Armageddon scenario. What's going to happen for the next week? He said, the folks in Lansing are going to think you're crazy. I said, okay. He said, the media is going to beat you guys up for about a week. And I said, okay. And he said, and on Sunday, the Detroit Free Press is going to write a very nasty editorial about you. I said, okay. And all that came to fruition. But he said, I will tell you what. The folks that actually put you guys here, the folks that hit the doors, the folks that made the calls, the folks that worked their tails off, they are going to be honored and they are going to be happy that there is actually a caucus willing to step up and fight for them. And that's why we did what we did that night, was to give every one of you a voice. And that's what today's about, is thanking all of you for everything that you have done to give us a 63-seat majority. I was working very closely on the campaign team, and there were several folks. I mean, I think most everybody in the state thought or knew at the time that House Republicans were going to lose a few seats. And there were many that thought that we were actually going to lose a majority. There were very few that thought we could carry the state for our president, Donald Trump. And I'm here to tell you, not only did we carry this state for our president by 10,000 votes, but we went into that election cycle with 63 House Republican seats, and we came out with 63 House Republican seats. And had it not been for everybody that's in this crowd today, the phone calls that you made, the doors that you hit, none of that would have been possible. So today is about thanking you for all of your efforts, everything that you did, and we can't take our foot off the gas, guys. We're going to have a tough year coming up in 2018, but I know, and I've been telling people around the state this, I know if we continue to stay positive, continue to work hard, continue to stand with our president, and we continue to tackle big issues, I have no doubt we will be successful again. Now, if I may, I've been messing with some folks about this. Where is my beautiful bride? She's right here. I told her, I've been telling folks, I said, if she stays married to me after this barbecue, I know we're going to last. We sent the invitation out for this. I mean this in a positive sense. We thought we'd get 80, 90, 100 people, and we had over 400 people RSVP. So I called the sheriff, I called the local police chief, and I told him, I said, hey, if there's a Democrat out there that calls to complain, let me know. We'll take care of the situation. So I want to thank Janelle for everything she's done, sticking with me. And for those of you who've had Lincoln Days that I've actually had the honor to speak at, you know that we've had Hannah at most all of those, and she's been incredible too. She got thrown into the fire day one, so I think she's going to be raised a little politician. Want to thank all of our volunteers. You see all the folks in the red shirts. They've done an incredible job. They were here yesterday all day helping us set up. They were here early this morning, and actually the star of the show. Where is my mother-in-law?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Tammy.
Tammy does, yes, here she is. Tammy does catering in Indiana. And a few weeks ago, when we told her that we were having this barbecue, we were actually considering having somebody else cater it. You have no idea how offended she was. So she has been up here for 2 days just preparing for all of this. So give her another round of applause. So again, we just want to thank all of you for all that you've done. Now, I do have a few, if we want to call them, I don't know if we call them door prizes or not. But first, give me the white boxes.
Just say yes.
Okay, I want to know, do we have, well, I know we do. How many of you are a veteran? Raise your hand. Okay, first, let's give all our veterans a round of applause. If you are a veteran and you're over the age of 70, raise your hand.
Right behind you.
So we've got one, two, we've got...
Right behind you, right here.
Okay, if you are a veteran and you're over the age of 80, raise your hand.
Jack over here.
Jack Stone, World War II veteran. Jack, I don't want to put you in the spot, bud, but how old?
I'll be 90.
He's going to be...
Just one thing I want to say. Thank goodness his baby looks like his wife.
Oh, he ate you up.
I was at a Lincoln Day a couple weeks ago. I was at a Lincoln Day a couple weeks ago, and many of you may know Rusty Hills, who's been around a while. He works for the Attorney General. And he's got that loud laugh, if you know what I'm talking about. And we were at a Lincoln Day, and I passed him. He goes, "Man, you got a beautiful baby." And I said, "I know, you never know I'd be that cute if I was a girl, did you?" And he chuckled, and he had that laugh, and he goes, "Yeah," he goes, "she's got to look like you because at least her mom kept her looks." Okay, of all of our veterans that are here today, how many had 10 or more years of active service? Show of hands.
Behind you.
Behind you.
Marine, Dr. Bison.
Okay, how about, we've got Jerry, right?
You are a medic, right?
More than 10,
I
okay.
was.
How many more than 15?
Right here.
Do I have any other hands up? We've got one. Oh, Gordon, come on up. Okay. How many 20 or more? Were you, Gordon?
Yep.
Longest with active service veteran here today. Okay, this, and I've been giving some of these away. I got to tell you, if you're going to take this book, okay, you've got to promise me you're going to read it. This has been absolutely incredible. John Engler gave me several of these a few months ago. And I read through this thing. We were, Janelle and I, we spent a weekend up north and actually had the privilege of interviewing him for the Clinton and Lincoln Day dinner. And you would not believe the things that man, Governor Engler, did to get more Republicans elected in the state. I mean, he literally built the Republican Party at one point from ground up. And all of it is right here in this book, okay? So I want to know, how many folks here drove more than an hour to be here? Okay. Okay. What about 90 minutes? Okay. All right. Anybody 2 hours?
This is right behind you.
Do I got?
Right behind you.
We've got. Okay. I've got. Do I have just? Okay. I've got 2 with 2 hours. All right. Wait. 2, okay. What about 2:15? I got. Okay. Is this going to be? It better not be you guys. I think I gave you. All right. I know they came 3. Is there anybody more than 3?
3.5.
Chatfields are ineligible. Page isn't with them.
Okay. Chatfields are going to be ineligible. 2:45.
Well,
How far did you guys go?
does my chemo count? I had to stop about noon to take my chemo so I can make it.
I think he won.
I had to take it at noon, so I stopped at and then, thank you.
And then I've got one more, and I do want to say, and I know that I can't announce everybody that's here, but I will tell you, somebody that's in front of me right now our National Committee woman, Kathy Burden. So, if I have any congressional district chairs or state committee members, raise your hand. Okay, we've got quite a few. All right, who has been either a congressional district chair or a state committee member for more than 10 years? No hands?
One that used to be.
We got one?
That used to be.
Is that it?
She's a commissioner now.
Nope. Give it to someone. Okay, Stanley Grote's the only one we've got that's more than 10. He said give it to somebody else, okay? Who's more than 5? A lot of fresh blood in there. I think we have 20 here. Okay, well then I tell you what, I'm gonna do an audible, okay? I'm gonna give the book to somebody personally who I've seen has been the hardest working Republican over the past 6 months. Jerry, get up here.
Hildebrand.
Get over here. Yeah, Jerry is our administrative vice chair, and you guys have probably seen Jerry around. We had a small meet and greet a couple weeks ago in Bay County. We probably had about 20 folks there. Jerry got up in the morning. I think, what did it start, 8, 9 in the morning? 7:30, okay. He got up at like 3:30 in the morning and drove up there. So Jerry, thank you so much for your hard work and all that you've been doing. So guys, again, with that, thank you all so much for all that you do. Today is about you and everything you have done to put us here and give us this 63-seat conservative majority in the House of Representatives. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
AccessVision. Your voice, your community.